what is best for the citizens of New Hampshire. And while we may disagree, and we do dispute on how to do that, we do not question or impugn the motives of our colleagues. These may be the old and sort of traditional rules by which decorum is maintained. But while we live in a society today that is experiencing rapid flux and change, perhaps I would suggest we ought to pause to remember that not everything that is old and traditional should be discarded. We ought to keep these rules in mind. And sadly, there have been times recently where we seem to be slipping away from these praiseworthy notions and ideals. We just had today someone, possibly a member, I don't know, shouting coward at a member whose foreign policy views differed from his own. I don't know if it was a member. In informal conversations on the House floor, we have apparently had a member accusing another who served in the U.S. military that you're an embarrassment to the service, as if any individual is the arbiter of what a veteran must stand for, okay? We apparently had another informal comment made to a member telling him, and it's not a quote, it's a paraphrase, go back to Massachusetts with all the other communists. These are comments, they're not on the record, okay? They're informal, but is this really what we stand for? Is this what we've become? Does this in any way serve the cause of civility and basic decorum and mutual respect? I don't think so. We've also had a member pursuing another from the parking ramp to the State House, aggressively insisting that the member discuss an issue, even though the member kept saying, I don't want to talk about that now. Look, no means no. All right, we have members wearing, we've had the whole thing about paraphernalia, okay, in hearings and things like that. I'm not going to get into that. But just remember, if we take actions, actions have consequences. And we need to recognize that and we need to accept that. You need to own those, okay? Look, I'm not here to chastise any particular caucus. Neither caucus, if you take the long view, is blameless. If you take the historical view. But if we truly intend to serve the citizens of New Hampshire, we need to take a moment and think before we act. We need to think before we speak. If you don't want epithets and hurtful remarks made at your expense, don't do it to others. If you would not want to be verbally harassed, don't do it to others. If you don't want others publicly displaying their beliefs on an issue in a hearing or on the floor where impartiality is supposed to be the order of the day, don't wear the button. Don't wear the beads.
The House will be in order.